Hello, class, and welcome to the end of the second week of our course. I just wanted to go over a quick review of Chapter 1 and talk about a couple of reminders. Chapter 1 was about your concept of what financial accounting is. We use this system that you're learning in this class to measure and communicate all the financial summaries and transactions and positions of a company. The three main financial statements are your income statement, which is created first. It only lists revenues and expenses. Do not add cash or payables or any other assets to that statement. Once you have listed an account on the income statement, it does not show up on another statement, but there is a net income calculation or a net loss that is transferred to our second statement, the statement of stockholders' equity, which explains our two main equity accounts, our two main ownership accounts, common stock and retained earnings. We add net income to the retained earnings columns and we subtract dividends. And then we use the ending balances of those two main equity accounts to show up on our balance sheet. That balance sheet then lists all of our accounts and their current balances. So you need to start memorizing or familiarizing what types of accounts go into these three categories. So if you saw the word cash, would you know that's an asset, liability, or equity? It is an asset. Another brief one to discuss, and some other ones I'll go over. Deferred revenue, it is unearned revenue also. It's an account that shows how much you owe someone for the money they've already given you, but the services and products you have not performed yet or given out yet. So that's a liability. Then the next one, hopefully you know this from our review just now, this is external ownership, equity account. Rent expense also falls in the equity. In my seated class, I say E for equity, E for expense. So rent expense is part of equity. In the next chapter, you'll learn that it has a debit balance, the rent expense does. Equity increases with credits, but it decreases with debits. Expenses are always negative. Accounts payable, payables are a part of our liability because they're things we owe, the things we need to pay. So if I received supplies on account, I have recorded that I got supplies, but I still need to pay for those. So that would show up in the accounts payable account. Payables and expenses are not the same. Dividends are also part of equity because they get subtracted out of net income. Dividends have a negative balance. They always take away from equity, but they are not the same as expenses. Retained earnings, equity, accounts receivable, asset. It says you need to receive money. And then we talked about the three main categories for the statement of cash flows: operating, investing, and financing. Financing is how you fund your business. Investing is any long-term assets you purchase or sell. And operating is the day-to-day. So please let me know if you have any questions about that quick review. I also did want to cover quickly on your homework the regular assignment that is due tonight, 9/4 Sunday. It has an option for you to check your work. Make sure you utilize that. It's available here in the corner 2 times per question. You will see you can submit it twice, and the check my work will become available the second time on your second submission. If you ever see a hint button over here, which you often will on the brief exercises, that will walk you through the assignment or the question. So please utilize that. Please make sure you utilize the hint button. Also, I want to show you, if you do fill out the whole assignment, this is kind of what we were just reviewing, and then you hit check my work, that's the best way to do it, because if I just fill out one blank, it's not going to, it's going to grade everything else that's not filled in as wrong. So make sure you do the whole question, not the whole assignment, but the whole question before you hit check my work. So right now, if I check my work, it's obviously going to tell me that some of those are wrong, and then I used up my check my work. The service revenue it does go into equity. I wanted to show you that one, but it has its own revenue account that you would put on this detailed classification. So it does become part of equity, but it is really actually revenue. And then if you submit your work and you want to go back in and redo the ones that are wrong, you do not have to redo the whole assignment. There will show up a an option in the corner that then says you see your previous work. It will save all your previous work, and then you will just show the ones that are wrong or right and fix the incorrect ones. The last thing I wanted to do on this announcement was to remind you that you also have a quiz due tonight. This quiz can only be taken once. It is timed, and it's 10 multiple choice questions. So once you start that, make sure that you have at least 20 minutes to complete it. So let me know if you have any questions about this first week. Our second week is going to be quick. We are going to be going over an entire chapter, one chapter in this second week. So make sure that you see everything that is due. Make sure you always go to the learning resources first and mark it done. And then after you have read through all of this and you've looked at my notes or PowerPoints, the videos, make sure that you then take the learning resource quiz. That learning resource quiz can be completed, this one, an unlimited number of times, so make sure you utilize that, get all the points. Then you're going to do your Learn Smart, your brief exercises, and your regular assignment. So please let me know if you have any questions. One thing I also wanted to point out is we do have a tentative calendar out there. Some of you, I think, have not found that yet on this things to do. And then also make sure if you want to utilize some of the graphics from that homepage, everything you need to know about accounting, it has some good graphics there and pictures. So there's where you will find our tentative calendar on the homepage under the things to do. And then this everything you need to know has some great resources, pictures and graphics that you would like to memorize or maybe even print out. So please let me know if you have any questions, and I will try to post another video announcement next week.